WDWNT, the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news. This is ParksCenter. Hello there, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of ParksCenter. My name's Ben, and joining me on tonight's show we have Allison.
Good evening, everyone.
Jill.
Jill's on the mute.
Oh, there it is.
Jill's on the mute every time. Well, not every time, but most times. So new intro tonight. Welcome to the Deep.
Oh,
nice.
We'll tell you more about later.
Looking forward to that. Stick around to the end for what that's about. Nathan.
Oh, Kungaloosh, everybody, Kungaloosh.
And Pete.
Sivako, everyone.
Yes. Everything as it should be. All right, let's kick off tonight's show with something that I honestly think is something that shouldn't be. Cast members are now being given the choice between a free Disney Plus subscription package or their theme park main entrance pass, starting January 20th.
No. No. This company has so much money. What are they doing? They have so much money that they're going to nickel and dime the employees that they already way underpay. And I guarantee you that anybody who's in the upper echelons of Disney do not have to make any choice. They get everything everything for free, but they're going to nickel and dime the people that they pay barely minimum wage to. I'm sorry, it's not a good look, and you have so much money. So much money. More money than God. There's no reason to do this. Why are you doing this? Not a good look.
No,
oh my goodness.
Definitely not. I think that I get, there's this discussion along the lines of that there are plenty of employees that don't necessarily live near a park in different areas. And so, this is actually kind of a deal for them because they get something because they're not going to go to the parks all the time. But even then, Allison's correct. Just give it to him. Just give them both.
Give them both.
You're $1 billion company. What's your problem? Calm down.
If you work for Comcast, you get Comcast TV cable for free, which is way more expensive than Disney Plus. So why is it that they can't? A huge corporation like Comcast, equally massive and rolling in the dough, can give their employees free cable TV, but Disney can't give their employees free Disney Plus.
Yeah, Jill, I'm curious. Do Universal employees get free Comcast too? Because that's technically Comcast. I am curious. I am curious about that.
That's a good thing.
But guys, you're getting Comcast, which is garbage.
Yes, that's true.
This is the most ridiculous thing in the world. So a yearly subscription to Disney Plus is $80. You're giving away all your front gate privileges for $80. That's less than one ticket on the cheapest day of the year at Walt Disney World. It's insane. I just think this is a trap to see whoever takes this deal to be like, sorry, you're not that smart. We're going to have to ask you to go work somewhere else.
This was actually a trap.
Yeah, this was just
have
a
you
test.
checked out
You are not thinking. Yeah. Fun Spot USA is looking for some new employees if you want to stop by.
Good grief.
So this is ridiculous. I hope no one got sucked into this without doing the math. Please, God. But this is funny. You're good, Disney. You're good for a laugh.
That being said, if anybody out there is cast and is taking this offer, I would love to hear your logic as for why you're making this choice.
And if alcohol is the reason, that's fine too.
I mean, yeah, that's honestly the best answer I can currently think of. But just in case.
I could see if cast members don't have any need to use the free park tickets, if all of their friends and family are either cast members or APs, I could see that there's no value. If there's some way in which there's a situation where there's no value for the cast member to get the park tickets, then this is at least something as opposed to something of zero value. But I feel like those instances are gotta be few.
Yeah, so 5 people.
Yeah.
All right, moving from there over into the Magic Kingdom. We have got 3 new shows, I guess. Well, not exactly shows. One of them's a show. The Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor Holiday Overlay is now here. It's overlay is the word. Thank you. The Space Mountain Holiday Edition is now available for departures, and Minnie's Wonderful Christmas Time Fireworks has started showing up nightly in the Magic Kingdom. Has anybody seen any of these firsthand at this point?
I have.
Oh yeah.
I went and covered it with Tom. Me and Tom went together. It was a romantic evening. It was so much fun. And this is what's crazy. You're not going to believe this. Me and Tom kept looking at each other, and I'm always positive, but Tom was like, they did a really good job with this. I'm like, I know. I'm so excited. You think so, too. Space Mountain was super cool. It's very small, subtle changes. So the Halloween party, they just turned off the lights, play some rock music. This, you had, these are my photos. So instead of just the blue, you have the reds and the greens. I thought it was super cool. That first tunnel you go through, they had like a strobe red and green, but to holiday, like a upbeat, rocky kind of, not rocky, but like rock music sort of venue. That's it. That looks so cool, and the music is perfectly matched to it. And then they do like kind of Christmas patterns in there, but there's a lot of them, so it's kind of like being on Space Mountain with the lights on. You can see all the track you're approaching as you approach it.
Oh wow, that is
you
a
can
lot.
see it there, yeah. So and in person you could see a lot more. Obviously, this is a good camera, but your eyes are much better. So it is like
every Space Mountain thing looks like Cloverfield. There's just no way around
really
it.
does.
That was super cool. Love the laugh floor overlay. They did such a good job. Even when you come in, they have like wrapping presents on all the screens. They're joking with the crowd with holiday jokes. It was hysterical. Tom got picked sitting right next to me as one of the guys, and he had to do a dance, but he was holding the camera that we were recording on as I took stills. It was so much fun, and we were laughing. The jokes were good. It was cute. And then your typical teacups was your standard overlay. They threw on some Christmas style lighting and music. But overall, I thought. So here's the other crazy thing. We watched the other parade kind of as it was finishing up, and our plan was to watch the second parade, but it started raining really bad. Which is really unfortunate when you're Tom's number 2 and you have to stand in line waiting for the fireworks in the pouring rain without an umbrella for an hour and a half. But we got to see the Very Merry Christmas Party Rainy Day Cavalcade, which Tom says he's never seen before. I've never seen it before. It was super cool. It was like a rare thing. We liked that a lot. And the parade, when we saw the tail end of it on its first run, looked really good. I don't know. I always said the Halloween party was my favorite. This might have surpassed this year. The cookies are now individually wrapped, and they're well labeled on like where you're going and what you're getting. A few of the frozen treats were good. The frozen eggnog was good. The carved turkey sandwich wasn't terrible. It was like pretty good, to be honest. Visually very unappealing. It looked like when we looked at it, we were like, I like this, but it's good for science. I really like this Christmas party a lot. The fireworks, also, it was a rough opening night because of the rain. It was so cloudy and so foggy. You couldn't see the fireworks from behind the castle. The projections weren't great. Yeah.
Those are my photos, and they're the first 2 like fireworks that came off because the rest of it looks like a battlefield. Like there's nothing to see. It's just smoke. So,
but love is a battlefield, so it was worth it.
Well, speaking of love, oh my gosh, let's go over to Animal Kingdom. Look at these. Look at these. These are the best. I love this so much. Like that, he's okay, but no, the birds. The
bear and the fox were awesome too.
Yes, this is the
bear
best.
was awesome, and the fox leaping around. The kids can go up and pet it.
It's so great.
I was petting them. Oh, it was so awesome. They're so lifelike. Yeah. The mouth and the eyes all move. And the puppeteers are amazing because they make them look so lifelike. I mean, this one is tough because you can see their feet and everything, but when they're parked and the interactions with adults and children alike, super cool. This was so well done and so needed. I don't know. I'm so happy that I have all these positive things to say about Disney right now. It's just, I'm so happy.
Yeah, I'm seeing these on Sunday, and I couldn't be more excited. This is the coolest thing I think Disney's done in like a year, if not longer. It's so unique and fun, and Animal Kingdom is somehow the place to be this year for Christmas. I'm just so stoked to see these in person.
So cute right now.
They're so cool. One of the things I love about these,
nuzzling each other.
I have a video on my Twitter of me petting them and like tickling them under their chin. It's so much fun.
One of the things I love
that
about
they're
these
pet
is you can see the polar bear, the larger of the two polar bear, they're wearing sunglasses, and several of them, that's an option for the cast members. But what it does is it takes your eyes away from the puppeteers and on the puppets because you can't see their eyes. So they've done a really smart job with these, and it's like, I don't know, man, this is just the coolest thing.
And they're adding streetmosphere in a year where they're cutting so much entertainment and performers and all sorts of things. Like they've put so much thought and care and craftsmanship into this.
Yeah, I also love the fact that there was a little bit of surprise. You know, we saw that behind the scenes video that they released a couple weeks ago. I think we talked about it last week on the show. And so that we saw the little bear, but we didn't see the big bear. So when I saw the video come out and I saw that huge bear that's literally like practically life size with the two guys inside it, I was blown away all over again after seeing the original video. And just and being able to watch this with like the puppeteer with the fox. I mean, she's amazing. That like she's so engaged. She's so into making the animal lifelike and interacting. Like, this is adorable. How can you not love this? But yeah, I'm so excited to see all this amazing Christmas stuff at Animal Kingdom this year. I think it's definitely overdue. And yeah, it makes Animal Kingdom the place to be for Christmas stuff at Disney this year.
And it's wild because, like, I'd love for them to do this more. There's something about the handcraftedness that feels very Animal Kingdom and exclusively Animal Kingdom. Like, these wouldn't work at Epcot. Like, there's something about it that's just right. And I wish and I hope that they end up realizing this is fun for not even just winter, but they expand on this. Like, they do other things like giraffes. And I mean, there's sort of a precedent set by Lion King, I guess, the Broadway show, but there is things like that I think they could do that would be, I don't know, probably better than like a walking plant. Like, as cool as that is, kind of like, these are far more interactive and interesting. And I think this is the way to go with Streetmosphere inside Animal Kingdom.
I was going to just a quick piggyback on top of what you're saying, because I totally agree. There's something about like they look handmade, and something about Animal Kingdom with like living off the land and doing things with your own hands and having this homemade vibe. Even the decorations on Pandora and around the park, it's like they're tangible things that you're like, oh, they're not using big technology, but yet they are. It's super cool.
I mean, Mecha Santa is the coolest thing beyond these puppets that we've ever had. Which is, if you can find it online, but it's basically the big mech suit with a Santa beard and a hat, and it's just, I don't know why it's so wonderful, but it definitely is.
All right, moving out of the happy fun times for a couple topics here.
I'm making this story happy somehow.
Oh, good luck. Tarzan's Treehouse at Disneyland closed, but then reopened. It is reopened as of November 11th at about 9 a.m.
We should probably take indefinitely out of the title.
Yeah, well, it was indefinite when this first happened.
Right.
No, I understand.
So that's yeesh. Yeesh.
That's theming.
I remember this. I remember this in Temple of Doom. I remember this scene. Yeah.
I've got a few legal thoughts for Disney here.
Ooh.
Going into Allison's legal perspective, everybody.
Yes, this is so good.
There is no amount of physical force that a human body should be able to exert that would break a bridge like this.
Yep.
If that's possible, as happened here, clearly this is negligence on the part of Disney, that they've created some kind of unsafe situation. Now, if the guest had his emotional support elephant with him and that caused the breakage, sure. But a human body, like if should not be able to cause this. This is not the fault of the guest. There's no amount of care. If I, for example, tripped and then, slammed my foot down to break my fall, this could have happened.
Yeah.
This is bananas. It's a completely insane thing.
What a pun.
Yes, but Disney dodged like a huge bullet here, because if there were any serious injuries here, they would have been paying out so much money. Which, by the way, we've established they could have paid this out. But, just maintain the structure. That's it.
Yeah.
I say more holes in bridges, guys. I want more
Yeah, let's
holes
make it
over
more
the
fun.
walking bridge, over the crocodiles on Kilimanjaro.
Oh no.
This is theming. This is fantastic. As long as no one's getting hurt, yeah, you know, nature over nurture. It's a ride about gorillas. You're in nature. I'm sorry. Go ahead with everyone else's real commentary.
Well, I think it's interesting that at the same time, Indiana Jones Adventure over there is getting a whole redo. And one of the big aspects is they're redoing the bridge in that ride, and it's just sort of like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, a little too late, wrong ride. But you know, like bridges are on their mind, I guess. So there you go. Maybe that reminded them to do Indiana Jones. Like, oh yeah, we probably should do that, or a jeep's gonna fall in fake lava. Yeah. So this is interesting. But I agree with Allison. I think that it's an important and it's a problem, and I'm glad no one got hurt. I also think these things sort of happen, and like it's sort of interesting to me that those bridges were made in such a way where the wood could split, the bottom doesn't have steel on it or something, because a lot of wooden bridges, rope bridges, have those sort of plates below to like give it extra padding. So it's sort of strange that those weren't like that.
Or it shouldn't split like that because it should be Trex. It should be a fake fabricated wood. It shouldn't be real.
That would also
like, absolutely. Yeah, just plastic or whatever. Yeah.
Like for all the stuff they're gonna.
I mean, the tree's not real, so why is the bridge?
Yes,
our nature playground has fortification below.
Yeah.
Like Disney certainly should, especially when you're several feet up in the air.
And there's no.
I was happy people were going on that attraction.
Yeah.
Who knew?
All right, moving from bad to bad here. There's some not great things here. A guest claimed to have found dead cockroaches, exposed wiring, and some used personal hygiene products in a room at the Caribbean beach.
It's tough to be a bug, Ben.
Yeah.
It seems like the guests were well protected.
Oh
boy,
grief.
Even worse.
We're gonna have to deal with this. So like this is where I was actually expecting Allison's legal perspective to start for the night, but
we can add it here.
Yeah, we'll go for it again. It can't hurt to have this disclaimer up twice. But what are your thoughts behind this this whole issue here? Like this is kind of a mess. Is this frivolous? Is this something that could potentially hold water as a lawsuit?
You know, it's fun. There's no way for me to really assess whether the complaints here are credible, except with my personal experience, and I've had some pretty depressing personal experiences with the cleanliness of rooms in Disney World hotels in the last couple of years. So it's not like I'm like, oh, I could see this happen. I think it's interesting that Disney is already trying to discredit the credibility of the family here, saying that, oh, they've had multiple issues over the years and they've been more compensated and they keep coming back. And I'm like, yeah, that does make me call into question their credibility. But then I'm also like, that's also like me. I keep coming back. I keep having problems and I keep letting Disney know, and often they will try to resolve it. So, you know, I don't know, but I think it's really interesting that Disney's already on the defensive before even getting into court about this. Normally they don't comment about pending litigation, but I think that these claims are so terrible, and they were in the New York Post and all sorts of other places, that Disney felt like, oh, PR, we have to address the substance, which is not something they normally do. And it's interesting that they chose to, but I have no way of evaluating whether these people are claiming something frivolous, but clearly Disney wants us to think that.
Oh, for sure.
And is it, where did this first start? Was it the Daily Mail that started this?
I believe that's correct.
Right, so not even a good start, really, because the Mail is not known for being super trustworthy. So I'm curious why they went there first, or if they even did.
I walked that back slightly. It was Mirror Online is what we're seeing here as the original source of this, which is another UK tabloid. But anyway,
yeah, I was gonna say Brangelina tabloid.
Yeah.
Jill, I'm sorry.
Sorry, just quick. If these people are have a history of complaining to Disney and being compensated, shouldn't they be flagged in the database to be like, hey, hotel staff, do an extra good job of making sure that their stuff is in order so that they don't complain again? You know, Isn't there like a squeaky wheel flag somewhere in like Disney's customer database to make sure this stops happening with these folks?
Yeah, but
Like that just seems like an easy no-brainer.
If that's a thing, then I want to be on the squeaky wheel list, which is
I was
asking
going
me
to
to
say,
do
kind
bad
of a Disney
things.
standard.
It's also worth noting that the couple had their two children were disabled, and they let the hotel know ahead of time that things really do need to be in order because with the of travel, the kids are going to need to be calmed, and they don't need any extra agitation. So this would be. So not only are they a squeaky wheel list, but they had to say, "Hey, we need these accommodations, and it needs to be in order." So, yeah.
Disney, stop cutting your operations budget.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Yet again.
This is really unfortunate, and again, I'm not taking the side of Disney. This is unacceptable. But again, it just goes to prove, like, you can do, they have, 37,000 hotel rooms or something crazy like that. Mm-hmm. You can do 36,999 things right, and you get one you're going to get this press. There's got to be that Disney standard. And like you said, it comes down to operations, and just I hope they get the funding and the means to do the Disney job. You know, we expect a lot from Disney. So
at the same time, people do con the parks. That's what they do.
Yeah,
of
course.
Not suggesting these people do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting these people are doing that, but there is a level where I'm curious why Disney was defensive up front like they were, in the sense that I feel like they don't feel like this is a legitimate case, or they wouldn't.
I've asked for room changes because they were unacceptable to me. I just said,
sure. But you didn't go to the mail.
I'll gladly have story time on this in the post show, folks. But
let's talk about it in the
we
post show.
Need to move on briefly here, at least. Morocco has a new exhibit. Did you see this as well, or?
Yeah, I went tonight and saw it.
So, Race Against the Sun, Ancient Techniques to Modern Competition is a new exhibit inside of the Morocco Pavilion. And if you're like me, you may have been surprised to find out that there's space inside the Morocco Pavilion to put an exhibit.
No one should know about this but me.
Know about this? I love it in there. I love all their exhibits.
I know. It's the best because it's cold and no one knows about it, and it's quiet. And so you go in there and food and wine. Yeah.
Well,
so I don't like
it
this
sounds
big
like
old
it's something
sign
that's better
telling
off
people
kept
what
that
things
way, so...
It wasn't that big of a deal anyway. Like, it wasn't cool.
It's most of the time. So what they did is it's kind of like when they did the whole, it's almost like the side of American Adventure. Like when you go in and there's that exhibit off to the right. It's something like that. It's cool. They mix it up. I like that they change it. This was very interesting to me, though. There were a lot of cool facts. The simulator was not, like, it was on, but, like, when you sit in the chair, there's a gas pedal and a brake and a clutch. None of it, like, corresponded to what you were doing. So if you hit, like, it would speed up and slow down, and you could turn the wheel, but the simulator wouldn't turn left when you turn left, and it wouldn't turn right when you turn right. I would hit the accelerator, and it would stop. I'd hit the gas, it would stop, but then sometimes it would start going on its own. It looks cool.
That looks like my old high school driver's ed cars.
It does.
Well, it's just, it's nice that
I learned about a lot of stuff I didn't know about. So I mean, if it has the intention to teach something, I learned about this ridiculous race they run in the desert over 4 days. I learned about this cool car race that they do, and then how they pack and all this other fun stuff, like just about Morocco and its sports and its different things. Like when you think of these things, like a lot of time you go into these exhibits, do you think like you're going to see like pottery or jewelry? This, like, it was a fun and exciting current to our like time right now. It's something that goes on right now, not something that happened hundreds of years ago. So I think that's cool that they mixed it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's a modernization. The one that was in there before was fairly like Lawrence of Arabia-esque kind of time, like a lot of older stuff. It's nice that some Disney Quest equipment's getting reused, I guess. I don't know. This thing looks terrible simulator-wise. But beyond that, I think the exhibit's fine. But no one go to this. I need my spot to go and be quiet. and if you take it, I hate that. So ignore, please. Leave it to me and Pete. We'll hang out in there and stay cool.
I did my homework for
the whole room is gorgeous. It's one of the prettiest little spaces. The architecture is amazing in that space, and all the walls are very cool because of that. It's like the type of stone that they use or whatever. So it's really, really a really pretty place. So I recommend people do check it out. Just I don't know, clue me in before you go. That way I stay away, and then I can.
Is Tom equivalent of I won't ride rides with other people. Nathan won't go into.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to be in this room with anyone else. It's my little happy. Everyone needs a little happy, quiet space.
Yeah.
So it's mine, I guess. But
mine used to be Universe of Energy, and now it's gone. So.
Oh.
So now you get to feel my pain. No, that's.
Yeah, I do.
Although it's worth checking out. Come you pass by Morocco. It's a beautiful pavilion.
Yeah, it looks like a neat place to just stop in and look around, but
it is really
move
cool.
on quickly so Nathan can have his space. Speaking of Nathan having his space,
don't wake up Nathan. Just be quiet.
We've
got a couple things to talk about here, and given that segue, I'm going to start off with Nathan's got some news to share.
Sure. So I have been asked to officially join WDW News Tonight as the announcer. If you've watched the show, I do bits on that occasionally, but now I'll be on weekly and doing stuff and having fun. And because of that, and having a full-time job and life and stuff, I just realized I couldn't do Disney fun park stuff twice a week in the evening. So sadly, I will be stepping down as a regular contributor to this show. But I will, of course, pop in now and then when you need somebody extra. So my heart, I always started here. I love this show. And I'm sad that I don't have 48 hours in a day or whatever it would take to do everything I would like to do. So it's a bummer for me. But at the same time, I love that this is here. And I'm excited to sometime pop in and come back home and chat with you guys. So thanks for all the fun. I appreciate it. Both
Thank
you guys
for being
and the
here,
people
man.
out there.
For everybody else out there, Rob Whiteside, if you've been a fan of the show for any amount of time, you've seen him on here a couple times at least, is going to be on a lot more often. So look forward to seeing him next week in that bottom corner. Speaking of Rob and Jill, I think you two have a new show together. Is that right?
So we do. Speaking of having not enough time to do too much Disney stuff in 1 week, with the launch of Disney Plus yesterday, Rob and I launched the first episode of our new Disney Plus show. It's called Deep in the Plus with Rob and Jill.
Love it.
So while you're seeing a ton of content out there right now about The Mandalorian and Noelle and High School Musical, the series, and all the other new content that is debuting on Disney Plus, there's also a whole ton of other stuff on Disney Plus, like this amazing Disney library. So that's what we're exploring in this show, is giving people the deep cuts of what else they want to be watching on Disney Plus after they've burned out The Mandalorian and the Imagineering series and all of that stuff, because there's a ton more stuff and we're your guides to figuring out what's worth watching. So it's going to drop every Tuesday on you can go to youtube.com/WWNT. You can find us on Instagram at Deep in the Plus. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. And there is currently a post up on WWNT.com that announces the show and will link you to our first show. So go check it out if you're a Disney Plus subscriber, and we hope to see you there.
Yeah, I've watched your first show, and I love that show. It is great, and it's going to be one of my regular weekly watches at this point.
Oh, thank you, Ben.
And one more bit of housekeeping. I have to just this is going to speak for itself, but I have to show you all this.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no.
Better to talk about and unbox all these new Frozen goodies than two grown men, well above the age intended for all of these.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got the right shirt, though.
You do.
In her chair. And then she's like, oh, I gotta go pop open my box. Let me grab my key.
What?
Oh. Feels weird pushing her there.
What?
Stop it.
I have
Stop
to
it,
touch
Nick.
her in order to make her sing.
No, you're making it worse. This is stop the madness.
Yeah, but you get the idea. That's
I'm pretty
not
sure
bad for a
Orange
first
County
time.
sheriffs are outside the door.
It's like clear plastic and then there's just a bubble in the middle.
Yeah, but it's fun.
What is this? It's like an Arendelle prison.
It is. It looks like an Arendelle prison.
It does.
It's like a gulag.
This is out of control.
What is this even supposed to be?
It's supposed to be snow and it's green.
Give me the ingredients to the formula.
They did it
or
wrong.
You'll be,
Yeah.
you'll be drowned in green in green French fries.
This is like a torture chamber.
Oh my god.
You folks
This
can
is what
check
happens when we
that
let the
whole
cameras
video
run.
out now on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/WDWNT, where you can also find us and all of our shows there. Watch us live there. That is going to do it for this week for us. Big thank you to everyone for being on the show. Big thank you to our travel sponsor, Never Grow Up Vacations. They are the official travel sponsor of WDWNT, and they're an authorized Disney vacation planner whose focus is in making magic for their clients. And with over 20 years of experience booking Disney vacations, we're sure they can help you make your next trip even more magical. So head on over to wdwnt.travel to contact them about your next trip today and see about getting one of those frozen packages for yourself. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We do have a post show coming up in just a few moments, so if you are a Wigs member watching through Patreon, stay tuned for that. If not, you can head on over to patreon.com/WDWNT, and for as little as $2 a month, you can get access to our post shows, the post shows for News Tonight, and a whole host of other great benefits for becoming a Wigs member there. So that is patreon.com/WDWNT. Thank you all for joining us. Stick around for the post show if you're sticking around. Otherwise, we will see you all next week.
Congaloosh, my babies.
It's the most wonderful time.